while to even be able to understand her, and after just a few short sentences, listening to her can be downright irritating. When I was in my late teens, I began wishing that other people could hear the wealth of wisdom she had to offer without subjecting myself to hours of that annoying, chirpy Alvin and the Chipmunks voice. She came up with the perfect solution. With my permission, she could borrow my body and my vocal cords and, instead of talking to me, she could talk through me. In other words, by going into a trance and essentially stepping aside temporarily, I could channel her for as long or short a time as I wanted, with no risk to me whatsoever. I wouldn't have any memory of what she said while I was gone, but she could give talks and lectures without driving me or others crazy, and people could record her on tape if I wanted to check out what went on in my absence. I wanted no part of it when she first suggested it. I wasn't about to turn over control of my body and voice to anyone, thank you. Not even to someone I trusted as much as I had come to trust her. But I finally agreed to try it, if only to prove her wrong, find out I hated it, and determine never to let it happen again. As always, she was right. It was so harmless that there was nothing about it for me to hate, and I've been routinely channeling Francine ever since, going through the simple process of announcing her impending arrival, closing my eyes, and letting my spirit take a break from my body, so that she can come in. Her voice is mine, of course, but her speech pattern is slower. Her vocabulary and knowledge far exceed mine, and as a resident of the other side, she's able to give eyewitness accounts of everyone and everything that goes on there. Throughout the years, she's given countless lectures to groups ranging from 10 people to thousands, and she's provided an inexhaustible amount of extraordinary, profound information for any number of my books. She doesn't participate when I give readings, largely because she usually responds to earthly problems, including mine, with the accurate but unhelpful assurance, everything will work out as it's meant to. It frustrates me, so I can only imagine how it would frustrate my clients. For decades now, after certain celebrities have passed away, I've had calls from the press asking for my psychic input on anything those celebrities might have to say, or any information I had to offer about their lives or transition to their afterlives. Francine contributed an enormous amount of that information, and I don't mind admitting that over the years, I've checked with Francine many times about deceased celebrities I especially loved, or, in one case in particular, especially didn't. Slowly but surely, with an emphasis on slowly, it occurred to me that a book about celebrity afterlives might be of interest to a wide variety of people, from their fans to their families. I began assembling brief biographies, and those were fascinating enough all by themselves. Even while putting together biographies of celebrities whose lives I would have sworn I knew all about, I kept thinking, I didn't know that. And then, while my friend and assistant Linda sat beside me with a tape recorder running, I channeled Francine and let Linda ask question after question, late celebrity after late celebrity. What you'll find in this book, then, is a collection of biographies and Francine's comments, transcribed and edited from the tapes of those trance sessions, as much or as little as she had to say about each name that came up, unless it was too indiscreet to include. Francine has no filters when it comes to answering questions. I'm not kidding about as much or as little as she had to say either, believe me. When she was finished talking about someone, she was finished, no matter how many more questions Linda asked her. Sometimes because that's all there is, and sometimes because, frankly, apathy might set in on Francine's part. We all love each other here, she explained more than once, but that doesn't mean we all find each other interesting. In fact, there were a few names Linda brought up, after I'd spent hours gathering information for their biographies, I might add, to which Francine simply replied, "No, that's it."